Hey everybody, David here, and today, look, breaking news. Deadline is reporting that it looks like Sony is backing out of the deal of renewing Spider-Man into the MCU. And you can bet your ass off that the internet, including myself, is outraged about this. What happened to the deal that if Spider-Man made it to $1 billion worldwide, it would stay with Sony for at least two more movies or such? Whatever happened, it looks like Disney was trying to renegotiate the deal, and they wanted a 50-50 cut of Spider-Man. Which I can see why Sony might have been hesitant, but apparently they weren't just hesitant. They quickly pulled out as soon as Disney made the deal instead of making a counter offer to that. Maybe like a 25% deal. You could have 25% instead of 50. Maybe that would have been a better deal. But Sony right away just pulled out and said, no, thank you, we're good, and pulled out. This is funny because they just announced today that they're going to be re-releasing Spider-Man Far From Home in theaters one more time with 4 minutes of extra footage, which got me interested and excited. I'm like, oh, Sony must be happy about this new Spider-Man franchise. After all, it's the first Spider-Man movie to make $1 billion in the worldwide box office. That means we might be getting more Spidey in the MCU. Nope. Looks like Sony wants to be a bunch of dicks and take Spider-Man away from everybody. And everybody is outraged. And they have the right to be outraged because we love this version of Spider-Man. And we know for a fact, we've seen Sony make their own Spider-Man movies. And look, they've had some good hits here and there. But let's also face it, they've had some really bad misses. It's interesting that the MCU has had some great track records. They have had a great track record throughout the years, you know? Even their weakest films, people will say, yeah, even their weakest films are pretty entertaining to a degree. So, the MCU has a great track record. Sony does not. Sony has a lot of really bad movies that they've made. You know, Spider-Man 3 is the perfect example, and I'll even throw Venom in there. I thought Venom is fine, but it's nowhere near the MCU. I'm just going to say it like it is. And, you know, there's people out there that don't like the MCU. You have to understand, though, even if you hate the MCU, you are in the minority, unfortunately. And if I was a fan on the other side, I would want a movie for people, as long as the majority of people are happy, then I'm happy for that franchise. Because I don't want fans within that fandom fighting over the film on where the rights should go to. I really wish Disney would just buy out Sony at this point. That's a bad idea. Let me rephrase that. I just wish Disney would buy Spider-Man back. Sony would just give the rights to all their big franchises to their studios and just shut themselves down. Because, let's face it, they can't live with just Spider-Man as a franchise. Okay, you killed your Men in Black franchise, you killed your Ghostbusters franchise. I'm really rooting for the next Ghostbusters movie, but I don't know if I have that much hope for it right now. Because of the way you guys play with your franchises, you have not proven to be a capable company, unfortunately. And, you know, I don't like Disney playing Monopoly here, but they have a better hold at making movies than Sony does. And Disney is not all sunshines and rainbows. They have their own films that they drop the balls on. Oh, that sounds dirty. They drop the ball on once in a while. But hey, what? I don't think taking away Spider-Man from the MCU is going to help them at all. Look, if they make another Spider-Man movie and knock it out of the park, that's great, but I'm not expecting the next Spider-Man movie to make $1 billion at this point. And now at this point, you gotta wonder, so how are they going to make the next Spider-Man movie after what Sony... You can't leave us like that the way Spider-Man ended. You have to You have to do something with that, right? Are you going to get rid of Tom Holland? Or and start over again and do another origin story on how Peter Parker got his powers? I mean, we want to see what's going to happen to that Spider-Man now that we saw him. You know, he's a fugitive now on the loose. Like, what's going to happen to him? It's so disappointing to hear this. I read this and I wanted to cry so badly because it's like, no, don't do this to us. We love this version of this character. Why do we have to see mom and dad fight? And now it's like seeing a mom and dad fight, getting a divorce, and they're taking one of the kids with them. Um, it really is disappointing. So guys, comment below. Tell me your thoughts on this. It really breaks my heart to hear that I hope something happens. I hope this is just a joke that someone's playing on us, because seriously, it's sad. It's sad to me that this is happening. That Spider-Man is being taken away from the MCU. I mean, the MCU is gonna be fine. They have the X-Men. They have Fantastic Four back. The MCU, you know, they just made Captain Marvel and Black Panther billion-dollar hits. They don't need Spider-Man, really. I think Sony is going to be the one in trouble out of all of this, because they're expecting Venom 2 to be a huge hit. I don't know if Venom 2 will be a huge hit. I think the reason Venom 1 did well is because people were excited to see the first ever Venom movie. But I don't think that movie was as loved as Sony thinks it is. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds with Spider-Man. I mean, I guess the animated Spider-Man stuff will be cool. The Into the Spider-Verse stuff, that will be pretty sweet. Other than that, I don't know what else I'm looking forward to now in Sony's Spider-Man universe. We'll see. So, yeah, like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave down your own thoughts about this. I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to rage about this. Go ahead. F Sony. Until next time, everybody, I hope I'm done.